Welcome back to my channel for a special edition of the weekly Human Design Transit Report. And today is November 16th, and the new transit starts tomorrow. So that's what we're going to focus on primarily, is the new transit that starts tomorrow. But I will give you a little heads up about the transit that we're in right now. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in. So in the transit that we're in right now, that started last Sunday, we are blessed with the 4323 being lit up by the sun and the earth. This is a highly intuitive channel that is going between the ajna and the throat. It's in the knowing circuit. And in the transit that starts tomorrow, we also have the knowing circuit is highlighted. So we have a continuation of what's going on, of this like really intuitive, out of the box, leading edge energy that often brings us things that we kind of go, wow, what is that? Where did that come from? So if during this week you've been having any downloads, I really encourage you to write them down, draw them, somehow capture them, because while that 4323 is being lit up, you might be blessed with some really leading edge things that could lead to new decisions in your life, new choices that you make based on having a new point of view. And I think that this is a really big thing in our world today, is we're looking for new points of view. We know that the ones that were brought up inside of, are mixed. Let's just put it that way. They're mixed. There may be wonderful things about them, but there's also significant limitations. And so we're looking for new perspectives about how we can be fully engaging with life here on planet Earth at this time, with all of the different challenges that we have. And so for me, I think that the knowing circuit is a wonderful attribute that we all have, regardless of your definition. We all have to be able to be receiving really new perspectives and new possibilities and new downloads, and things that, might be a little disruptive when you first see them. Wow, what is that, right? That's why the 43 is affectionately known as the genius freak gate, because depending on the situation and the people involved and all of that, what comes through could be perceived as freakish or as genius. So this is an invitation for you, certainly through the rest of today, and also just to know you always have the 4323 in your chart, whether it's lit up by the planets or not. And so you can always be opening up to new insights. And then tomorrow, the sun is going to move into the gate 14 and the earth is going to move into the gate 8. So as I said a moment ago, both the 8 and the 14 are in the knowing circuit as well. So we've got a continuation of this highly intuitive energy being lit up by the sun and the earth. And the earth in the 8 is asking us to really take a look at what is our contribution to the world. Right? It's on the throat center. It is one of the two gates on the throat center in the knowing circuit. The 23 is the other one, which we had lit up by the earth in the last transit and is still being lit up by Uranus. And so we're getting energetic support for being able to express what our contribution is in the world. And it's been renamed fulfillment in quantum human design, which I think is what we receive when we really are making the contribution that we feel on purpose making. So let me just make a distinction here between purpose and contribution, which is something I talk about extensively in my book, Feminine Sovereignty. Its pillar number 5 is purpose and contribution. Purpose is on the G center, and it's very much about the self. It's very much about the identity. And the way I talk about purpose is really about how do we feel on purpose? What makes you feel on purpose? It's not like there's one thing that you do and you're like, okay, that's my life purpose. It's more about what is it that makes you feel on purpose, which a good indicator of that is if you have plenty of energy and if you have enthusiasm, right? Because enthusiasm is like, you're you're fully engaged. And so you want to be looking for that feeling. And ideally, your contribution is going to be related to your purpose somehow, because so that as you're making your contribution into the world, could be through your work in the world, it could be through other things that you do, which aren't necessarily things that you do to make money. So your contribution could be, in a different sphere other than the one which is more economic. So take a look at that for yourself and think about, like, what is my contribution and how is that feeling to me? Is it giving me a sense of being on purpose? Is it lighting me up? Is it giving me lots of energy? And if it's not, then how can I kind of be tweaking my life so that I am looking for that sense of fulfillment, that sense of satisfaction, that sense of being well used, which is what happens when we are making the contribution that we're here to make. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that there's one contribution and you have to go find it. It's more about whatever it is that you're with right now that is bringing you aliveness and that is supporting you to feel like you can be fully engaged in your life. And since the earth is lighting this up, it's really asking you to ground yourself, to get really kind of stable, get you rooted in this sense of contribution. Right. And so if you're not feeling that way, this transit is going to be really helpful for you to kind of explore that and be like, okay, well, what can make me feel more like I am, doing the thing that I came here to do at this point in my life? Like, I know over the course of my life, there have been lots of different things that I felt like, yes, I came here to do this. And they all add up over the course of a lifetime. And so don't get stuck in a feeling like you have to find the one thing. It's more about your exploration and your journey and your process and your engaging than it is about finding that one thing. So then the sun in the gate 14 is resting on top of that earth in the gate 8. And the 14 is on the sacral center. So it is life force energy, and it is known as power skills in traditional human design and creation in quantum human design. And I really think of this as the energy for being able to receive support and abundance through service, because it is about, engaging with life. It's a great partner for that 8, because the 8 is all about contribution, right? And then the 14 has the energy to actually bring that into being, because it's that life force energy, that sacral energy, that long-term sustainable energy. So when the sun is lighting up that 14, it's basically saying, what is it that you're engaging in with your life? And are you focused on the highest possible service that you can provide? And if not, then see what you could do in terms of uplifting, certainly the energy you have around what you're contributing, for sure. But then also just looking at, is this the thing that really, I'm like, yeah, this is my service to provide. Like, I know as a teacher, I've been a teacher my whole life. It's like part of my service to provide teaching, right? It's just something that's so much a part of my character that I kind of can't not do it. So you want to look at, for you, like, what is it that you feel like this is the way I show up in the world, that I make my contribution, and that makes me really feel like I am providing good service. It's service that I know that is something that I can provide. Now, remember, this is also in the knowing circuit. So it's going to be individual circuitry. It's going to be, here to bring change. It's here to be different. It doesn't fit in. It's highly intuitive. So you can be kind of checking that out for yourself and being like, do you feel led, particularly by these two energies, the 14 and the 8, and then also coming off the 4323? Are you being led to go off the beaten track? Are you being led not to fit in with what your contribution is, or what it is that the service that you're providing? Are you feeling an impulse to want to be really innovative and do something that's really different, and maybe other people don't understand it all that well, but now you might be feeling like, gosh, I feel like I have the energy where I could do that. So I would highly encourage you to check that out for yourself because, as I said before, I think that this is one of the things we really need here on planet Earth is things that are off the beaten track, things that are out of the box, things that are really quite different. And this transit is going to support you to dive into all of that. And I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, to get a copy of my new book, Feminine Sovereignty, 8 Pillars for Regenerating Ourselves and Our World. And as I said, pillar number 5 is all about life purpose and contribution. And I want to thank those of you who have already purchased this book and maybe bought them for friends and family. We had a phenomenal launch a couple of weeks ago. Over 700 orders came in. It was just, I was kind of stunned, honestly. So thank you. But if you haven't gotten your book already, you can go to femininesovereigntybook.com. And we are going to bonus any of you who haven't already come in to get that masterclass. I decided to wait until after Thanksgiving here in the US to start the class. So you'll still have time to come and get your book. And but you do have to order it through our website in order to join the masterclass. If you go and get it directly from Amazon, we won't know that you were there, and so we won't be able to bonus you in. So go to femininesovereigntybook.com and purchase your book there. And you can get a paperback if you choose. You can also get a Kindle version. So either one is good for you. And then you can join us on November 30th, which is when we are going to start our masterclass. All right. That is our transit report for this week. I'm happy to see you again. Happy to be back. And I'm still going to be taking it easy through next week, just really getting some good rest, which I have needed. Thanks for hanging in there with me, you guys. Many blessings. Much love. Bye for now.